الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه وله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد, we continue inshallah with the sessions of Tafsir al-Quran, and we stopped at verse 25 last time of Surah Al-Baqarah. Before we proceed, just want to mention something. Maybe some of you noticed that I did not go like literally verse by verse, but inshallah I try my best to do that. I'm more of the thematic. Sometimes I will do 2-3 verses together if need be, and then we will relate it to our culture now, individually, family, and as a community, or generally to psychology and to modern science. But I do my best, inshallah, to go verse by verse, and this is work in progress as well. So we'll, inshallah, you'll see some changes, some additions as we go through, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. May Allah accept. So summary of the what we did. Surah Al-Baqarah is a response to the hidayah that you've been asking Allah Azza wa Jalla in Surah Al-Fatiha. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. But that guidance comes with a condition that you have to have in your heart, in your soul, which is the taqwa. إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. The best or the most honorable of you in the sight of Allah is the ones who have taqwa, fear Allah Azza wa Jalla the most. And that is how you receive this guidance. And we, subhanallah, see how Allah Azza wa Jalla presented 3 categories: the believers, the disbelievers, and the hypocrites. And you can see some main traits. You see the believers, the inside and outside the same. The disbelievers, the inside and outside also the same, but on the other side. But the hypocrites is not the same. And that is a big mushkil. That is why you will find that 5 verses talking about the believers, 2 verses talking about the disbelievers, and 13 verses talking about the hypocrites. And 11 verses, but 2 is the example, the parables. So 15 total, talking about them. Also, you will see that there is one effort in approaching the believer that Allah Azza wa Jal guides them, they respond to everything. So it makes a difference for them. It makes a difference. So there is a guidance. Then they يقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون ويؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وأنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون, like that. Disbelievers, there is no difference. Whether you talk or you do not talk, they don't listen. سواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم. The munafiqeen is the same thing, but when they are with each other, they state that we are with you, we're just mocking them. And when they are with the believers, they said, we are with you, we are not with the disbelievers. So you can see also the disparity here between what they say and what they do. And they are not consistent. Mu'mineen consistent, disbelievers consistent in their disbelief, but munafiqeen, they're not consistent. So it's like mercury, you cannot hold them to any value. And open disbelief is easier to identify, but hypocrisy is dangerous. Because externally it resembles faith, internally it undermines it. And it corrupts communities from within, and that is the worst. You know, when there's a tree, you see wind coming at the tree or a hurricane, there is a threat from outside. You can see, you can cover it, you can do something. But termite is working silently from inside until you can push the tree like this and it will collapse. So it eats it from within. This major characteristics of hypocrites, major characteristics mentioned, they have false claims of faith. Allah said, they say that they are believers, وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. They self-deception. They have disease in their heart. خَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ مَرَضٍ. They have inversion of reality. They say that, no, we are the one who fixes. You corrupting? Who's corrupting? We know we are the ones who fix. That's inversion of reality. They have intellectual arrogance. We see that a lot now. قَالُوا نُؤْمِنُ كَمَا آمَنَ السُّفَهَاءُ. We believe like these foolish people. And subhanAllah, now you may see people, I'm not accusing anybody here, but, oh, do you want me to sit with in Tajweed class with these youngsters and these people who come to the masjid, and I expose myself? I am the wealthiest guy, I'm richest, and one of status, I am the representative of this and the president of that, and subhanallah. Double identity. When they meet the believers, they say something, and when they meet each other, they say something else. And Allah Azza wa Jalla gives that example, which gives us the loss of spiritual light, the parable of the extinguished fire. Knowledge without sincerity eventually will lose its power and fade away. They have chronic instability, which comes in the storm parable. Hypocrisy will create for the person an environment of fear, confusion, inconsistency, and the lack of moral courage. And that's what happens when they're scared from the lightning and the thunder, and they're afraid of that. Now let's transition to the verses after that. Allah Azza wa Jalla, after discussing these three categories of believers, disbelievers, and the hypocrites, the Quran addresses all humanity now to worship Allah. I haven't created you except to worship me, and then I'm asking you to worship me. And نَسْعُبُدُوا رَبَّكُمْ. You have to notice this progression here. Those who receive guidance, those who reject guidance, those who pretend to receive guidance and act upon it, and then what is the guidance itself. اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم. So Allah Azza wa Jal calls everybody directly by saying يا أيها الناس. وعبدوا from عبد, عبودية, worship, submit, humble oneself and obey. That is عبد. And the person who's doing that is abd, belonging to someone. The ultimate submission with the ultimate love with Allah, abd. Subhanallah, in the Arabic linguistics, they say that this three-letter combination, it gives you the sense or the meaning of the lean with dhul, humility, and leniency. This is another topic, that the pronunciation of the letters, the makharij of the letters, give certain meanings, certain perceptions in Arabic. If you put a letter of tafkhim, it has something, and if you put a letter of tarqiq, it has you see the word hubb, مثلا, love. You see the ha comes from the throat and the ba comes from the lips. The front of the makharij and the end of the makharij. And whatever in between the letters to express that concept, hubb, love, You see the word Hamza is from the throat and the meme is from here. Mother. Ab, same thing. Hamza from the throat and meme from here. But akh, مثلا, both are in the throat. يعني that's more spiritual connection to the akh, but more encompassing feelings and responsibility in the father and the mother. And it's stuff like that. يعني. they tell you like this. يعني. فالله عز وجل talking to everybody. Believer, disbeliever, by hypocrite, everybody, that the main thing, with all those characteristics, you still have a chance to come and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهذا أول أمر في القرآن. That's the first order. From Surah Al-Fatiha until this verse, there is no order yet. That's the first order. يا الناس اعبدوا. Now we'll have أقيموا الصلاة, don't do this, we do that, that will come. Why we worship Allah, the one who created you and the ones before you. Now people ask, what gives morality the authority? What gives morality the authority? The Quran answers. Allah is the one who created. That's his authority, and it comes from what he did and what he is doing. Allah is the one who created, the one who sustains, the one who provides, and the one who guides. Then you need to worship him. Because they said, why morality becomes the authority? Like, what does it have? Because you put yourself here, the ilah, the God, to choose and value things. But for us, we connect it to the divine, and the source comes from there, so it's easy for us. And then Allah Azza wa Jal told us also that what he did. He sustains, he created the earth and the heavens, and we talked about all of that. Now we come to the verses 26 onwards. إن الله لا يستحيي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا ضل به كثيرا هدي به كثيرا ضل به إلا الفاسقين الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه يقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض أولئك هم الخاسرون. After Allah gave the parables of the munafiqeen, the extinguished fire, and the lightning, lightning, thunder, and all that parable, Allah gives us another parable about Himself this time, subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you see the progression happening. Allah is the one who did all of this for you, and Allah Azza wa Jal is not shy to present a parable to get the point across. Even that parable involves a small creature or infinitesimal mosquito or something. Because the Arab said, why? A spider, mosquito, why? like what is that for? And the language was like bigger than that. You talk about lions, you talk about camels, you talk about things of benefit or things of reverence to us. But you're talking about faith, and you're talking about changing this whole culture, and now you are using these little parables of Surah Al-Ankabut and Nahl and Naml. What is that? Right? Allah Azza wa Jalla is responding. For Allah, everything beneath Him is His creation. So He can use whatever He wants, however He wants, whenever He wants, to prove to you His power. That affects you, that kind of perception, that kind of logic affects you, but not Allah Azza wa Jalla. That's a very important point. Anything like a mosquito or above it, Allah does not feel shy to do that. For those who believe, they get the lesson. They focus on the lesson. For those who don't, they focus on the details. Yes. They know that it is the truth from Allah Azza wa Jal. But as for those who disbelieve, they will say, why did Allah Azza wa Jal, what did He intend by this parable? Allah is the one يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا. يعني as a result of this example, Allah destined many people to be misguided and many people to be guided, and you cannot be asked about why you're doing that. And those who are misguided are definitely disobedient. As we mentioned before, Allah sealed in their heart after they wasted all opportunities and chances of listening. ختم الله على قلوبهم. فيستحيي from حياء. The word حياء يعني modesty, shyness. ومثلا يعني parable. بعوضة here يعني mosquito. بعوضة. وسبحان الله, Allah uses this example of these small things to humble the human arrogance. يعني Allah said the example of those who use other than Allah, worship other than Allah, than the spider web. And as I said, in Arabic language, they said he is like a lion, he is like a mountain, he is like a giant, his generosity is enormous. They magnify. So when Allah Azza wa Jalla said the example is like a mosquito, the example is like a dhubab, يعني the flies, the example like al-ankabut. For that kind of humbles the human arrogance. And then if you think you are of so much benefit and all of that, look at the bees and the honey, which is more benefit to you. And they are also small creation of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So it humbles the human arrogance. Quran teaches that the truth is not measured by the size of the example. It's measured by the idea and the value. It's like they say the feeling is what matters. When somebody bring you a gift or something like that, you do not put the value of it. Same thing. When you have the parable, look who's saying it and why they're saying it. What is the idea behind it? And now people will say, oh, that example is unsophisticated. Oh, that person is not suave, is not cosmopolitan, is not sophisticated. People look for these complexities. While we are simple creatures, right? We make it complex in how we communicate with each other and through the different status and all this. Subhanallah. You'll find people become arrogant because of their intellect, right? And they talk to each other as not sophisticated and all that. Yet in the lab, they study the smallest organism. And you go there in the lab and you find the guy spending all his life to study flies. And when he comes outside, he feels that he's so arrogant and he is like above everybody as a scientist, or as like he found like the biggest deal. He needs a Nobel Peace Prize. Okay. But what are you studying? Oh, I'm studying the earthworms. MashaAllah. Okay. We are not saying this is bad, but learn from that subhanallah, how tiny is the example that makes you a scholar. How tiny is it in the creation of Allah? All their life studying infectious diseases. All right, great. You will help humanity. But you see how much makes you of benefit? Allah give you that piece of, somebody making a PhD like myself in the issue of divorce in the West. And I have not discussed divorce in its entirety. I have not covered it from all perspectives. And I have not covered all the family law. And the family law is part of the mu'amalat, the transactions. And the transaction is part of the fiqh. Well, fiqh part of the understanding of the deen. Understanding of the deen comes from the sunnah. Sunnah comes from the Quran. Just little tiny thing compared to all of this human knowledge when it comes to Islam academia, and you become like a doctor or professor in that tiny little things that you cannot see under the magnifying glass, and you say that you are somebody. That's the idea. The Quran trains the believer to see divine signs in both the magnificent, big, and minute, the little. So you see the power of Allah in both things. You say, Subhanallah. See a big mountain, Subhanallah. See a small insect, you say, Subhanallah. Who are those fasiqeen? The ones who do not get it? They are the ones who break the covenants of Allah. Pay attention to this covenant. العهد. The عهد. وأوفوا بالعهد إن العهد كان مسؤولا. You'll be asked about your covenant. After the confirmation, Allah confirmed with us, وإذ أخذ ربك من بني آدم من ظهورهم ذريتهم وشهدهم على أنفسهم ألست بربكم. هذا عهد الأول. From Adam عليه السلام and his offspring, I am your Lord, you're going to worship me. But subhanallah, Allah did not account us by betraying that ahd, so He sent us the messengers and the books and all of that. ينقض نقض with a dod, not a dal. نقض with a dal يعني criticize. نقض يعني destroy or collapse something that is already built. نقض ولا تكونوا كالتي نقضت غزلها من بعد قوة أنكاثا. نقد يعني something structured, make نقد to it, which is textile or a building or something like that. So they are breaking the covenant of Allah after establishing it. It's not like they did not have a covenant. No, they have a covenant that they break. And that's one of the descriptions of the hypocrites as well. العهد of Allah, that is the faith, obedience, moral responsibility, all of this عهد الأمانة that Allah give all of us. والميثاق and the endorsement is that notary يعني. من بعد ميثاقه يعني strengthened covenant, and we sign it and make it powerful. يقطعون قطع يعني sever something, again severing something that's connected. What Allah ordered to connect, they cut, whether it is الرحم, whether it is the ilm or the benefit, they cut it. And they يفسد في الأرض, they corrupt on earth, right? ويقطعون ما أمر الله بأن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض. Later will come تجعل فيها من يفسد فيها. And the angel said, you don't create Allah someone that will corrupt on earth. And here Allah Azza wa Jalla is kind of paving the way that this is what people do. يفسدون في الأرض. أولئك هم الخاسرون, they will be losers in the dunya and akhirah. يعني that's also teaching us our look sometimes has to be different. You have to change the glasses through which you look. The measurement of success يعني. That people see that, oh, look at this person is philanthropist and is spending and building villages in Africa and doing this and doing that. That's what you're seeing. But you are not seeing how this person is sucking the life out of that area. He's the one who made the people hungry. He's the one who caused the famines. He's the one who taking the resources of the poor people. And then he's showing you one hand of grains and wheat and food, but he is taking with the truckloads of the khair. And instead of teaching the people, let's share the goodness that you have with the knowledge I have, and we both survive. La. So they show you some type of success and some type of caring, while it is actually corrupting. Yeah. One of the great historians, and his name is Roger Jarudi. Roger Jarudi is Roger Jarudi in French. He is a scholar who became a Muslim, scientist who became a Muslim. He said the Western culture is a grave that it is big enough to bury the whole world. He said the Western culture succeeded to build itself as a huge grave that can bury the whole world in it. That means the success of the Western society is based on the destruction of the East. You cannot be liberal here except enslaving somebody there. You cannot be successful here except somebody failing there. You cannot be healthy here except making sure they are sick over there. You cannot be rich here except they are poor over there. You cannot be free here except they are under scrutiny over there. And that's a irony. That's a big irony. And so don't be deceived by what you see. Don't be deceived. Remember the said in the beginning, when they said don't corrupt on earth, they said we are the one who fixing it. Like that is the pattern here you're going to see. So there are three destructive traits of these people who do not get the example of Allah Azza wa Jalla and all of that. One, they break the covenant of Allah. They cut what Allah commanded to maintain and keep connected, and they spread corruption on earth. Family ties they sever. Moral obligations they violate. Revelation they reject. Social order they damage under the name of freedom. Undefined freedom until now, by the way. You go challenge anybody said define freedom, undefined. There has to be some moral grounding. Some moral grounding for anything you do. If democracy is not coming from value of human being, we call it the hands democracy. And it is the hand, majority. Right? If somebody kills someone in the street, and then you ask the people who watched it, was it okay to do that? And the majority said yes. Does it make it okay? So there's no democracy then the way that we think. So there are things that cannot be counted or cannot be looked or addressed or handled through that modern day democracy. That's exactly what the Nazis did. They endorsed everything that Hitler did. Does that make it right though? We don't say it's right. So under democracy now, simply say go to the election and change the people and go through the system. Well, that's not good though. And at the end of the day, I'm going to follow the system, and there are things that everything is for the voting. Homosexuality is there because of the voting. Rights there because of the voting. Gender identity there is because of the voting. Those things not supposed to be touched. Right? Not supposed to be touched. And you have parties that their main thing is to get people to vote. Not based on conviction, but based on numbers. Then Allah Azza wa Jal brings our attention to who we are. What is our origin? Where are we now and where are we going? كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا وكنتم أمواتا. يعني Allah Azza wa Jalla says, how do you disbelieve in Allah while you in yourself have the proof that you need to believe in Allah? That's the idea. كيف تكفرون بالله. How do you disbelieve in Allah? Alhamdulillah. And not worship Him. And you were amwat. Amwat does not mean the death that we know. Mayit means not alive. Yani lifeless. Yani now that's what life means. When somebody is born and he's breathing and his heart is working, that's the meaning of life. Yani if in a deeper level, your soul is there and your body is there. You are functioning there. So if that is not happening, we call him mayit. Now, figuratively, a person who is ignorant is dead as well. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is talking about the physical aspect. You were nobody. Where were you before the birth from your mom? Coming out from your mom's womb, you were nobody. Amwat. فأحياكم, He give you this life of yours now. ثم يميتكم, He is going to take it away and you're going to depart from this. ثم يحييكم, then you'll be resurrected. ثم إليه ترجعون, and you're going to go back يوم القيامة to Allah. Isn't that enough proof that you need to believe in Allah? Isn't that enough for you to understand the parables of Allah? So this verse uses the human life cycle as evidence against disbelief. You are nothing, Allah give you life and make you someone, then you will die and you are nothing, then you will be resurrected and you are something, and you will be the greatest if you get to Jannat al-Khuld. Jannat al-Khuld, when the body and the soul unite as eternal. Allah Azza wa Jalla make the eternal creation, which is your soul, in this non-eternal body, in this stage. But before that it existed. Now it is going through that stage of amal. Then will leave that body and become something else. Then Allah will give it a body for eternity. Now, modern cultures often distracts people from their origin and the destination. It cuts you off from both. Because your origin, it humbles you, and your end guides you. Right? So when I tell you remember where you were, you become humble. As a businessman, as a doctor, as anything like that. Remember the days you were nobody. So, oh yes, it humbles you. And remember when you retire, you will be nobody. You know? And in that retirement, you need to leave behind you the legacy of love and all of that. So it guides your work. So the modern culture does what? Clips you from both. Who you are. Instant gratification. You are this, you are this, you are that. That's why people get depressed when they are not in the limelight. Right? So you have to understand the psychology of what is happening. So this verse, it forces existential honesty. Life is not self-originated. It came from something. And it's going to end and will become something else. Death is not the end. And return to Allah, it is unavoidable. Not only Allah created you, but verse 29 comes to emphasize that. Allah created you as the center, but He created everything around you for you. وَالَّذِي خَلَقَ لَكُمْ, for you. He created for you. مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. Subhanallah, all the resources on earth for you. And now you see people, how greedy they are. And then instead of channeling that to serve humanity, it is to serve the greed of humanity, manifested in certain people. That's why they said 90% of the resources is owned by 10% of the people. And that is slavery. Allah make us all His slaves, so we become equal and benefit each other with our differences and our different backgrounds and our variety. Yet we cut ourselves from the divine and we started controlling each other instead of following the control of Allah Azza wa Jal. He's the one who created for you everything altogether, comprehensively on earth. ثم استوى إلى السماء سوّهن سبع سماوات. يعني Allah Azza wa Jal, without likening Him to the creation in a way that befits Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And thumma here does not mean that Allah created earth, took His time, then He did this, then there was no concept of time actually. And when Allah created heavens and earth, you think there was a concept of time? And Allah using our language is to get it closer to us. So kun fayakun. When the time is, we cannot think out of the time frame. But this time comes after the creation of earth. And there is a sun and the moon and then a time and then past, present and future, and all of that happened after the creation. So when Allah said Allah created earth in few days, what kind of days? There was no days when the earth was created. This earth was all, it was not there. So when Allah is creating the earth and there is no time and there is no place in there, you have to understand that when Allah speaks to you, there's a different level of connection. You have to understand somehow. Yeah. But don't take your short, narrow, confined understanding to try to comprehend Allah Azza wa Jalla. You will fail miserably. And He made them fashioned them in 7 heavens, proportioned and everything. فسوّن 7 سماوات وهو بكل خلق عليم. يعني وهو بكل شيء عليم. Allah is the one who is knowledgeable, and His knowledge encompasses everything, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah reminds us here that this earth is a blessing, and it is created for the human benefit, and everything on it, it is for human use. To do what? To worship Allah, to fulfill the purpose of their temporary existence here. This does not mean exploitation without restraint. That's exactly what is happening in modern culture. It means use with gratitude. That's not what is happening according to human culture now. Responsibility. That is not what is taken upon. And obedience to Allah Azza wa Jal. Everybody is rejecting the divine. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. So this verse, it supports the Quranic ethic of stewardship. يعني Allah give you Khalifa, يعني make you stewards on this earth. So be careful. The earth is not divine, but it is also not morally disposable. It is the divine's gift to you to exist. It is a trust from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Then comes the story of Adam alayhi salam. Comes the story of Adam alayhi salam. Do we start it or we take the break before the story of Adam?
We should take a break.
Huh?
We should absolutely take a break. That's something we need to refresh our minds and start as a matter of speaking from a new beginning. So we should take a break, use it, take coffee inshallah, use the bathroom, make wudu, and then come back in.
تمام خلاص. يعني we will follow that inshallah. بارك الله فيكم جميعا.
It's 12:16, 12:26.
10 minutes, yes. Yes. In regards to the associate program, and inshallah in the final cut you can cut that part. يعني we want the tafsir only inshallah. With verse number 30 starts another subject matter, which is the beginning of creation. طبعا this is relevant to hidayah, to guidance. That's the whole idea. يعني who will be guided? The one that Allah created. How this story plays into that, showing us that following the orders of Allah, it leads to guidance. Being distracted from it by shaitan or by something else takes away from guidance, and then you pay a hefty price, which is being out of the mercy of Allah. Then you have to make tawbah and all of it. So it is relative to that and telling us that this is our challenge from the very, very beginning. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. When Allah Azza wa Jal, your Lord, said to the angels, indeed I'm placing upon the earth a vicegerent. وخليفة يعني it is not like a deputy. Khalifa يعني someone will be assigned something. And the Khalifa also means generation after generation. يعني they will يخلفه غيره. يعني he is coming after the jinn who was on earth and they corrupted. So he's a Khalifa in that sense. And one generation will take over from the other generation. That is the meaning of Khalifa. Does not mean Allah's deputy, because Allah's deputy will not corrupt on earth. Allah's deputy will follow Allah's order. Right? They said يعني you will place in it, means on earth, تجعل فيها, who will spread corruption in it and shed blood. يعني they know blood, they know shedding blood, and they know corruption, and they are saying you are going to make. So that means based on this, some said there was another creation before Adam. Was this other type of humans before Adam? And now we'll get into the science and all of that thing, which doesn't prove anything. Yani even the science gives creation similar to the human. What does that even mean? Yani the human that we know is starting from Adam. Before that's not human. Well, the ape looks very similar to the human, yani with some features. Can we say this is a type of human? No. يعني similarity in species does not mean you are from that species. So the Bashar is created from Adam. And there are some scholars, يعني old and contemporary, saying that there was Adam before Adam, يعني. Or there was Bashar before Adam. They corrupted on earth and everything. That's why the angels said that, which doesn't prove anything, because Allah is making conversation with angels without need to make a conversation with angels. He's not consulting with them, يعني. They are saying their opinion, is not consulting with them. So Allah can teach them what to say and what to answer. Yani. Like Allah taught Adam later on what to say, and then he says it. So what, like if you use that logic, yani Adam made a mistake, then Allah told him you made a mistake, and that's what you need to say for me to forgive your mistake. Forgive him without saying anything. Masalan, yani if you use logic, why Allah is telling Adam to tell him, forgive me, so he forgives him. Yani he could have forgiven him, khalas, that's it, right? But that is the process, yani. So when Allah talking to the angels, it doesn't mean that He's not teaching them what to say. He could have been teaching them what to say, yani to make us understand it as a conversation. But does the angels have an opinion that matters when Allah decides? No. They take back, like Allah Azza wa Jal sending angels and He said, كيف وجدتم عبدي? How did you find my slave? Did Allah knows, yani, or He doesn't know? Yani Allah is the one who made the angels do what He is asking them to report about. يعني don't get into that area of very shallow level of trying to understand Allah Azza wa Jal. But some scholars said that there is another Adam, there is another human, there is another. But the majority of the scholars who count saying there was no Bashar before Adam. إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون. يعني if there is someone created from other, it doesn't count. Even if there exists. Even if there exists in another dimension. Even if there exists in another planet. It's not our job. يعني it is like we cut from our origin, we cut from our end, so we lose our direction in the middle. We go search in the things that have no benefit. And we leave the things of benefit. How we use what we have to get closer to Allah? No. Let's see if there are aliens in this world. يعني, to do what? To help you do what? يعني. You want someone to save you, or you want someone to destroy you, or you wanted to know something that, like what? Like you have lots of certain things around you, but you go to the uncertain and chase it. كلمة نسبح تسبيح glorifying. ونقدس يعني declare holiness and purity. القدوس المنزه, the one who is away from all defects. فنحن نسبح لك ونقدس, يعني we are the one who worship and all that. The angels are wondering, يعني you create someone with a choice, and you create someone who will end up doing that. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, I know what you do not know. And even the knowledge I give you is not enough for you to make that decision. يعني the angels, when they replied to Allah that reply, somebody said, based on the knowledge that they have about humans, right? Who gave them that knowledge? Allah Azza wa Jalla. يعني when Allah said, I'm going to create a humans, don't you think that Allah give them a full presentation يعني, in their head? That's what a human look like, that's what he will do. Look at this video, this is what's going to happen. يعني, if I use your silly يعني, things, I don't have to say that. Like if I could talk to Muhammad and I said, Muhammad, and I have an idea, and I give him a 2-hour presentation, right? Then Muhammad said, but this sheikh, this. Then I come outside, I said, by the way, there was a conversation between me and Muhammad about this project, and that is Muhammad's opinion. Did I tell you what happened in the meeting, yani? Did I tell you that I explained everything in details to Muhammad? I show him video, I show him the patent, I show him the everything. No, I didn't say anything of that, right? يعني there's further analysis to respond to that when people tell you this. The angels must have known somehow. Where is the source of the knowledge? Yeah. So, story of Adam alayhi salam is my story and your story and the story of every human being until يرث الله الأرض من عليها, until يوم القيامة. It is the story of the human responsibility. It is the story of betrayal. It is the story of deception. It is the story of commitment. It is the story of forgetfulness. It is the story of focus. And Allah Azza wa Jal reveals to us His wisdom through all of this. And Allah shows us that His knowledge is above the knowledge of the purest of creation, angels. So this verse is foundational for leadership, for education, and civilization. Human beings must be formed morally, not merely empowered technologically. Isn't that what everybody does? Let's empower somebody. What is the tools of empowerment? What is the process of empowerment? All material and the technological and all of that. Power without guidance precedes bloodshed. Right? And that's what happens. No guidance. He did not follow the guidance of Allah, Shaitan took over. The son of Adam did not follow the guidance of Allah, so he killed his brother. People don't follow the guidance of Allah, so there is no morality. Or morality is defined with always. And it leads to bloodshed at the end. Every mistake that we do, bloodshed. Greed brings bloodshed. And you look around you, and I don't look no further. Look how many humans are killed and put down every single day because no guidance. Then after Allah created Adam, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, Allah told the angels, I will do this, and the angels said that, and then Allah told them what? I know what you do not know. قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون وعلم آدم. طب where is the in the middle? Before the creation of Adam, this was the conversation. Now Allah said, and He taught Adam al-asma' kullaha. Where Allah did created Adam from clay, and then Shaitan looks at him, and then Allah put the ruh in him. Then all of this is mentioned in other verses in Quran. خالق بشرا من صلصال خالق بشرا من طين من تراب من طين لازب من صلصال من حمأ مسنون. In different ayat you're going to see the order. But subhanAllah, it's not mentioned in order. It's not mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, this is the stage, then Al-Imran bring the next stage. It's everywhere. So you can understand it within the context that it is intended for you to do something out of it. So you're going to find bits and pieces of the story with other things. With the sadaqah, with the birrul walidain, with the dealing with others, with the aqidah, with the salah. It's mixed with everything around. Because you are the subject matter, and your life from the very beginning to the end, you are going to find it in every single thing. It's not haphazard. So Allah taught Adam the names. All of the names. علم آدم الأسماء كلها, to show him the fadl, to show the angels the fadl. So Allah taught Adam and Allah told the angels. Then He told the angels, tell me the names of these things. But showed them that even if I offer you the knowledge, you are not going to retain it with my permission, without my permission. But Allah taught Adam everything. Did Allah say how long does it take? It can be kun fayakun. It can be an instant download. Like we do now. You put a flash drive or you give a code or an order and boom. Look how the AI does now. You say something and the second you press enter, it gives you 100 pages. This is hard for Allah. If you say that 30 years ago to somebody who is doing computers, what are you talking about? If 30 years ago you said there's a touch screen or there's something, what are you talking about? But now the mind opened up that kind of narrow visioned area to endless possibilities. So the mind can, but still mind is controlled at the end, yani it is confined. So Allah give Adam that ilm. علم Adam. Who is the direct teacher? Allah himself. So that ilm cannot be do anything. So now who is your teacher and what teachers give you, and how did he teach you to process and do with it? What do you do with it? It makes a difference. I can teach you something, but I'm teaching you in a way that you will use it only in a certain way, right? I can teach you few things, qualitative or quantitative, right? So Allah taught Adam in a certain way that he can retain everything and he can show his superiority, and told the angels same thing, but the angels could not do it. قالوا سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. It is not about the informative part. How to do, what to remember, only up to you. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Then Allah showed them the superiority one more time. Now Adam tell them. So both of you are students, but he is going to teach you. So that also shows the level that Allah created Adam with. فقال أنبئوني, tell me بأسماء هؤلاء. Knowledge is central to human honor. Knowledge. What Allah preferred Adam with? Ilm. So Ibn Taymiyyah used to say, Allahumma ya muallim Adam allimni. The knowledge is in front of me. I read 100 books of Tafsir, but it's not giving me what I want. I feel something missing. So I go and said, Ya Allah, teach me the direct way like you taught Adam. Ya Allah, Ya mufahhim Sulaiman fahimni. The issue is in front of Dawood. Dawood is better than Sulaiman. He's the father. Yet Allah gave the fahm to the son over the father. Angels are nusabbihu nuqaddis. They are the purest of all. But Allah gave advantage to Adam over the angels. For the human honor, knowledge is central to it. Central to human honor. Adam is not distinguished by physical power. The angels are way powerful. That's another category, another level that cannot be even compared with humans. But it is by taught knowledge. That is why the more you are with the sanad, the more you are connected to exactly what Rasulullah did, what he said, because it's connected directly to Allah, you are actually getting your knowledge from Allah. And that is how. You use your brain, you're using your own. Angels themselves, with the knowledge that Allah gave them, could not process why Allah is creating like this. Could not retain the knowledge that they have. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, so you connect with Allah, Allah will give you that leverage and that advantage. Angels قالوا سبحانك, glory be to you, subhanak. لا علم لنا, يعني our knowledge mean nothing. لا علم لنا إلا except ما علمتنا. يعني here they admitted that connection. So we can go all the ilm and we should say the same thing. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. This ilm here, you are the one who is allowing me to sit in front of Mamduh today and understand. 10%, 20%, 90%. He's the one who allowed me to understand what I'm reading and coming to. لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Subhanallah, this Alim al-Hakim as descriptions comes always at the end of important ayat. Ilm without hikmah, hikmah without ilm. يعني a person can be hakim, but he does not have enough ilm to apply this hikmah to wisdom. And somebody have lots of ilm, but does not have hikmah, can be destroying things. People can do with knowledge destructive stuff. Ilm, knowledge. Even the ilm of Quran, some people use it in sihr. If there is no hikmah, يعني, to use it properly. Some people have hikmah, but they don't have the ilm of the Quran. So, Al-Alim, Al-Hakim. Anta Al-Alim, with everything. Al-Hakim, how to manage. Ya Rabb Al-Alamin. Al-Alim and Al-Hakim, the all-wise. Um, Now, what did the angels show? They talked, they said their opinion, then Allah showed them their level. What did they show? Intellectual humility. That's what me and you need to show whenever we faced with something above us. Some people pretend, oh, I know this, I know this. You don't want to appear that you don't know something. Oh, you're going to teach me that now? Oh man, I'm a professor for 20 years. What does that mean? Practice intellectual humility. They don't argue after clarification. Allah clarified, خلاص, submit. لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. They submit knowledge back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what Allah you allowed us to know. That's what you allowed him to know. You know best. And those are the ethics of scholarship that we need now in our time. The more one learns, the more you and me learn, the more we should recognize limitations, not less. We should recognize limitations. Arrogant knowledge becomes spiritually dangerous because it's arrogant knowledge. قال يا آدم أنبئهم بأسمائهم. We said that. فلما أنبأهم بأسمائهم قال ألم أقل لكم. He told the angels, didn't I tell you? إني أعلم غيب السماوات والأرض. That is the key. And the knowledge you have, don't think you can go much with it. I know more of that knowledge and beyond the metaphysics. يعني غيب السماوات والأرض. Nobody can claim that, by the way. Nobody can say I know the غيب of the samawat and earth. You don't even know the غيب of your own body, يعني, that, you know, hidden from you. You do not know how يعني, you can describe the mechanics of the heart, but do you know like how the heart does that? No, you can't. Do you know how the brain functions? Until now, all the brain doctors, I said, it is all, you know, hit and miss and whatever, you know, like there's nothing like we understood the brain. لا ما فيش كده يعني, there is nothing like that. And they take a tumor and the person loses the sensation in his hand, loses the sensation in his leg. Why? If you really know exactly where the brain, and you don't know, maybe you are working in a part of a millimeter. You can't control that. Yeah. So وأعلم ما تبدون, what you disclose, وما وأعلم ما تبدون وما كنتم تكتمون, and whatever you conceal. I know everything. Allah Azza wa Jal is saying. Yani. So Allah Azza wa Jal's knowledge includes the unseen. We believe in the unseen and knowing that Allah knows it. And He arranged it in such a way that it benefits us. Allah knows the unseen, Allah knows the visible. عالم الغيب والشهادة. Allah knows what is inner, what is outer, what is covert, what is overt, what is hidden and what is manifested. So the story of Adam alayhi salam establishes the Allah's divine omniscience before human history even unfolds. Allah is subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we have institutions, families, we have leaders that often judge by appearance. That's why they said, don't judge the book by its cover. Don't be deceived by the appearance. But that's what people do. Allah knows the capacities and the hidden realities. So this creates humility in judgment. That is why Allah make the criteria something that me and you cannot figure. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Khalas. The criteria is unseen. So stay humble now. Stay humble now. Then comes another stage. Now to honor Adam. So Allah Azza wa Jal said, I will create Adam, and the angels said their opinion. And Allah showed them that their opinion is not accurate. Then Allah taught Adam, and then He showed the angels the teaching, and they could not do what Adam could do. Then now Allah Azza wa Jal will tell the angel to prostrate to Adam, one after the other. So that means like angels prostrated to Adam, all the creation of Allah can respect you and love you and make dua for you as long as you are connected to Allah Azza wa Jalla. قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم. قلنا للملائكة اسجدوا لآدم. When we told the angels to prostrate to Adam, they prostrated, except Iblis. He refused. He acted arrogantly, and he became among the disbelievers. أبى واستكبر وكان من الكافرين. أبى, refused. You refuse, sometimes I convince you. Why did you refuse? I refuse such and such, but it is such and such. Oh, okay. So rejection does not mean gone. But what makes a person gone? Arrogance. After you've shown the evidence of yes or no, do it better or do it different or stop doing this, you should submit. Then he becomes from al-kafiri. So rejection with arrogance brings kufr, wal-'iyadhu billah. That's characteristic of now culture, even among teenagers. They reject and they don't want to be corrected. That's a problem. It's a characteristic of Iblis. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, when we tell the angels to prostrate, was Iblis an angel? No. But he was with the angels. Then the hukm of the angel applies to him. You want to be like angels, you want to worship like angels with the knowledge and all of that, then I'm telling the angels to prostrate and you are with them. And when I tell people that, do such and such, and they have someone who is do that with them as well, So Allah Azza wa Jal told Iblis, to prostrate with them, and he knows. Nobody can say how Iblis prostrated while he was not. La, when Allah said prostrate, that order of Allah will be understood by those who are in front of Allah. No angel will say that, oh, the order is not for me. The orders are not for me. It's for you. And you too, and you too, and you too. Everybody will get the affirmation, the certainty that I am included in that order as well. That's how we should think. We should say why Iblis is included. Because Allah wanted him included. How would he know? He will know. You think why he's arguing actually if he doesn't know that he's included. He could have come and said, I'm not going to prostrate because I'm not an angel. You're telling angels and I'm not an angel, so I'm not going to prostrate. That could have been a more logical. Right? So why Iblis did not come and said, I'm not prostrating because I'm not an angel? That could have been a better argument. Yeah. But that means Allah told him to prostrate as well, and he was sure that Allah told him to prostrate, and he was sure that he is included in that. That logic is not, it falls. It's not strong when you say that, how come? So Iblis is either an angel or he is not included in the order. So if he's not included in the order, the mushkil now why Allah is punishing him, right? And if he is included in the order, that means he's jinn, no, he's angel, fallen angel. He was angel, but then he became a jinn. La. Allah cannot do that. Allah will not do that. Astaghfirullah. Allah will not do that because it's against his characteristic of al-adl wal-hakim subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he's included. Surah Al-Kahf, إلا إبليس كان من الجن ففسق عن أمر ربه. Even though he's from jinn, he was ordered to prostrate as well. But because the majority are angels, the order came as if it is only for angels. Right? And if I have graduates of a bachelor degree and there is one PhD over there or one high school student doing dual credit, I'm not going to mention him. I'm going to mention all the students who spend 4 years in the university. My daughter took the university in 2 years. They did not make a special recognition for that. Right? So when they graduate, said, all those, I'm going to offer you the degree for those fulfilled all the courses required at the University of Houston required for the degree. Well, I did not take all the courses required by U of H. I took it somewhere else. And I did not study 4 years, I studied 2 years. I'm going to make a different category for you? No. You get the idea? So the majority rule here described with the majority. فسجدوا إلا إبليس 3 stages أبى reject واستكبر كان من الكافرين. The first record of moral failure is arrogance, and it happens in the heavens, and also it happens on earth between the 2 sons of Adam. Iblis did not deny Allah's existence, but his fall was a refusal to submit. He knows who's Allah, but he is arguing the hikmah of Allah, while he knows that Allah Azza wa Jal knows what he doesn't know, but his arrogance blocked him from getting that. Danger is not atheism. It is dangerous, but the real danger is not that. A person may believe in Allah's existence, yet refuse Allah's command due to ego. Yani the atheist, he says there is no God, right? Worse though, the person who believes there is God, but I don't need to follow him. Right? So that's like the hypocrites in the beginning. Due to ego, pride, identity, or status. That took place, and now Iblis from the kafirin, alayhi al-la'na ila yawm al-din, Allah curses them, and the Quran says now the conversation. Well, I am going to make his offspring, get lost, and I'm going to deviate them, and I'm going to do that. في القرآن بقى موجود يعني the conversation with shaitan, or conversation with Adam and the shaitan in Jannah, يعني lots of سورة الحجر وسورة الصاد وسورة طه وسورة الأعراف. All of these surahs have the story of Adam alayhi salam from different perspective. Then Allah said, Ya Adam, uskun, yani dwell. Subhanallah, Allah created also the wife as a second. So there is the dwelling, means this place that you live, the nest, the home, whatever you call it. And then there is dwelling into each other. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. You dwell into, find the comfort and tranquility in your spouse, in your wife. أنت وزوجك, you and your spouse. I was doing a wedding yesterday, and I was telling the people Allah could have created Adam and Hawa together, male and female version of each other, and then told the angel to prostrate to both, and they enter Jannah both, and both of you are. Allah did not want it like that kind of equal partnership as people trying to do. Allah created Adam, He did all of that to Adam. Adam is the father, Adam is the source, the offspring will come. They haven't figured out how yet, right? But he is the one. And then he enters Jannah, he feels lonely. Then Allah created Hawa for him. Then Allah said, you dwell in the Jannah, both of you, as husband and wife. He called her Zawj. Uskun anta wa zawjuka. He did not say Uskun anta wa Hawa. He did not address them as separate entities. No. One is the guardian of the other. One of the follower of the other. Whether you like it or not, that's the idea. You can talk whatever you like. But that is what the Quran says. Well, the man is to find second. Because Allah created man to work and dig and build and take all the hurdles and everything in this life. And Allah created the woman to complete him with her emotions, with her caring, with her love, with her all of that. For each one of them is doing a noble thing to fulfill Allah's order of ibadah. For nobody can come and say, oh, the act of the man is better than the act of a woman, so I am as a woman, I need to be like the man. Well, that's the shaitan's eat from the tree kind of deal here. This is the new eat from the tree, do everything, but don't come to the Allah's assignment. So the women want to eat from Allah's assignment. Want to come eat from that tree. You will be equal, you will be better if you eat from this tree. So they go and they try to eat from that tree. But you have the Jannah to do a lot of things. You have a lot of responsibilities as a woman. La, I don't want that. I want what the man has. in his hand. That's exactly the same story repeated, right? يعني يا آدم eat from all the but don't تقرب هذه الشجرة. Oh خلاص, we'll start with this tree. For the man is deviated from Allah by leaving the very thing that Allah told him to do and doing the very thing that Allah told him not to do. And the woman doing the exact same thing. Leaving the very thing Allah told her to do and doing the very thing that Allah told her not to do. And Allah warned, don't be like the father and the mother. Shaitan will come and persuade them and they took their clothes off. Shaitan will come and they take the clothes of taqwa from you as well. لا تقربا. The word رغدا يعني freely, abundantly. رغد. عيش رغد يعني very comfortable life. لا تقربا, don't even approach. Don't even come close to it. That is a higher level of prohibition. When I tell you don't eat from this tree, right? It's different from when I tell you don't get close to that tree. Yani don't be even under the shade of that tree. That's why someone said that Allah did not say in the Quran, don't drink khamr. Some people say that. Allah did not say don't drink khamr. Allah said don't come close to the khamr. فاجتنبوه رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه. Stay away from it. يعني what stay away from it means? يعني how you want to stay away from drink it and stay away from it at the same time? How يعني? Tell me please, Mr. Smart. Sometimes this is even harder than telling you not to drink. Because if Allah said that don't drink khamr, she said, oh, but I can sell it, but I can make it, but I can carry it, but I can do all of that. But Allah said don't do anything with it. That means stay away from anything connecting you to it. That's worse. That's harder, yani. It's harder than say don't drink, right? Now they say don't drink and drive. And the next thing is don't drink. And we are beyond that. Like don't even come close to it. Don't sit on a table that it is served. Don't carry it, don't squeeze it, don't all of that kind of thing, يعني, to become wine and all of that. Yeah. So Allah told them, لا تقربا هذه الشجرة. ألم أنهكما عن تلكم الشجرة. يعني didn't I prohibit you from that tree? Yeah, don't come close to it, don't even look at it, يعني stay away. For that tells us also that eating from the tree does not happen by itself randomly. There is premeditation, يعني. You know the tree, you know that you are prohibited, but then there's persuasion to move, to get closer to it, to touch it, to climb it, to take the fruit and eat it. Sometimes doing the major sin or the haram does not happen like overnight like this. It takes time. And that is what the shaitan does. Allah Azza wa Jal gave Adam and his wife abundance. Then he placed one boundary for them. The test was not deprivation, but obedience with blessings. Our children don't understand that sometimes. You give them everything and you tell them nothing, said, oh, you prohibit me from everything. And that's what the Prophet said about disobedient wives as well. The man can be good for the whole year, but when he does something bad, oh, I never seen anything good for you this year. And that's what happens when you are not connected with the blessings of Allah Azza wa Jal. You count the blessings more. Many people interpret abundance as, they interpret abundance as permissiveness and boundaries as oppression. If you give me abundance, I can do whatever I want. And if you give me boundaries, you oppress me. Quran teaches that divine limits protect blessings. Allah give you boundaries to protect your blessings. Make a fence around your garden. It does not mean He doesn't want people to see it. No, He doesn't want people to see it so they can steal it. So you have the fence. So boundaries there to protect the blessings. Freedom without boundaries becomes self-harm. I'm driving a sports car and I can go 180 miles. That's freedom, right? But self-harm was going to come. The car is light, it will flip, stone will come, somebody can do this, you can do an accident, you can kill somebody, self-harm. Shaitan, he persuaded them and then took them out from the Jannah. فأخرجهما مما كان فيه الرغد والabundance, all of that. He caused them, he removed them from what they were being in. So Shaitan is smart. They fall for his trick. They fell for his trick. He persuaded them to eat from the tree. But what was the big agenda? To get them out of the Jannah. And that's what the Shaitan does. So always you serve an agenda without knowing. So you have to know. And the easiest way to know is to be connected to Allah Azza wa Jal. That's the easiest way for you to know and the safest. Then Allah said, go down to earth now. اهبطا وقلنا اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو. You and Iblis are enemies for each other now. خلاص. ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين. And on earth you have a place of settlement and enjoyment until a time. يوم القيامة يعني خلاص. But Allah created Adam for earth يعني. But he didn't know that how he's going to go to it. That's what happened. Sin causes loss. Abdullah ibn Abbas said that the ta'ah, obedience, نور في القلب, light in the heart, وضياء في الوجه, shine in the face, وسعة في الرزق, abundance in rizq. You see the blessings? ومحبة في قلوب الناس, and the love in the hearts of others. You find people attracted to you, they don't know why. You find you bring peace wherever you go. And only those who hate you, those who have darkness in their heart. Always. تول معصية and disobedience. Darkness in the heart, darkness, gloom in the face, tightness in the rizq, and hatred, discomfort in the hearts of the people. Only those comfortable with you are those who disobey Allah. Right away. It never fails, by the way. Always like that. You look around you and you say those who likes you and who dislikes you. And you will understand. So the best way is to stick with the ta'ah of Allah. Some people will dislike you. But look at them and you will find that they are not good people are the ones who dislike. They might disagree, but not dislike or hate. Most moral collapse, individual level, family level, community level, or civilizations, start with small approaches, small things. Not immediate rebellion, يعني. Little tiny thing, build up. This is why the Quran says, do not approach. غض البصر. He did not say لا تزنوا. He said لا يزنون. They don't commit adultery. Why? Because they took it from the very beginning. خلاص. قل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم. See, حفظ الفرج comes after غض البصر. Protecting your private part comes after lowering your gaze. Do not approach certain boundaries. Not merely don't commit. Don't come to that. Because it will be too late after that. You cannot hold yourself from not committing. Then Allah Azza wa Jal يعني tell Adam يعني why did you submit to the shaitan like that? فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات فتاب عليه. So Adam doesn't know what to do. يعني okay, so what now? يعني Allah Azza wa Jal, well, everything is first time. It's like a child يعني. First word, first step, first everything. You know, like okay, now what should I do? Make tawbah. What is that? So Allah told him, in this situation, you have to make tawbah. What is tawbah? Tawbah such and such. How can I make it? Say, ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Surah Al-A'raf. Ya Allah, we transgressed ourselves, and if you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, then we'll be among the losers. So Adam repeated. It's like Allah taught him and told him repeat to the angels. Allah taught him and said, now repent. شوف رحمة of Allah is teaching. في الجنة سبحان الله, people will go to Jannah. Allah said, do you find what I promised you? He said, yeah Allah, yes. I said, do you have something else to ask me? He said, what should we ask you, Allah? Allah teaches them what to ask him. يعني teach the people of Jannah, may Allah make us among them, new things that to ask him. And then after they enjoy that, then he teaches them something else new to that to ask him. فنعيم الجنة متجدد يعني. It is always like that. You have to know that the relationship with Allah is a different way. And if you have iman والتقوى, Allah يفتح بركات من السماء والأرض. Allah will give you blessings from heavens and earth. سبحانه وتعالى. So فتلقى آدم من ربه كلمات فتاب عليه. There is something missing in the middle. Adam received certain words from Allah, so Allah accepted his repentance. Means Adam received certain words of Allah which he repeated and said to Allah, asking for tawbah, and Allah accepted. It is like, I am creating a human being, and then Allah showing Adam something. So Allah did not say, and he created him and he did that. So here, Adam received words from Allah. Then Allah forgave him. What happened in the middle? That he received it, he understood it, he analyzed it, then he said to Allah back, and then like that. Those are things Quran always keeps you on your toes to understand between the lines. فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ التَّوَّابُ الرَّحِيمُ. Then Allah Azza wa Jal repeated the order again, go down. But first when he said you are enemies for each other, Allah Azza wa Jal said now you go down, and your test is that my guidance will come to you. فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ, the one who will follow my guidance, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. يعني they will not be in fear and they will not regret anything in the future, no grief يعني for them. Human life on earth is not abandoned because they disobeyed. Because if you disobey Jannah, you come to earth, you are not abandoned. Allah will say that I will give you guidance. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم هدى للمتقين يأتينكم مني هدى. That's from the beginning يعني. The hidayah is there on earth. Always the two great emotional burden is the fear of the future and grief for the past. Always. And Allah said, when you are with Allah, those two are solved. The word لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون موجودة في القرآن in many contexts. Then the last ayah of today, والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. يعني the two groups. Like Allah mentioned مؤمنين وكافرين in the beginning. في السورة, Allah said the مؤمنين and the كافرين from the beginning of humanity. Allah already set the tone for that already. كفروا يعني they covered the belief, they disbelieved in Allah Azza wa Jal. كذبوا, they denied and declared false. They said, oh no, it's not good. ففي difference between تكذيب وكفر. الكفر hide the seed of faith, والتكذيب is calling it false. بآياتنا, our revelations and our ayat. أصحاب النار. صاحب, the owner of something, or the friend of something. طب who is the friend of hellfire يعني if you are a friend of the fire that burns you, يعني Allah said they are so attached to it as if they are the owners of it. They chose that. It's like somebody will tell him, go here, no, I want to go here. Go here, no, I want to go here. Okay, here you go. Oh, no. You already owned it. You already earned it. You signed the contract for this. I kept telling you here. You said, no, I want that. خلاص, go. أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة يعني. May Allah make us among أصحاب الجنة. هم فيها خالدون. Quran does not present spirituality as a vague inspiration. No. It presents revelation as a path with consequences. Right? With consequences. Human freedom is real. But so is accountability. Freedom with accountability. طيب, summary of today's, يعني what we covered today from verse 26 to verse 39. We have 6 major foundations of today's session. Allah uses parables, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to guide humble hearts and expose arrogant hearts. Don't focus on how little is the example or how big is the parable, but Allah humbles the hearts of the believers. Corruption begins with breaking covenant and the severing sacred bonds. Human existence itself is a proof of Allah's lordship. That's the story of Adam gives us that. The earth is a blessing and a trust. And Allah created us for it. Humanity is honored through knowledge and tested through responsibility. Knowledge comes with responsibility. Freedom comes with accountability. The story of Adam teaches dignity, teaches boundaries, error, repentance, guidance, and accountability. Quran showing us the full human story. We are created by Allah. We are honored with knowledge. We are tested with responsibility. We are vulnerable. We are vulnerable to arrogance and shaitan. We may fall into sin, but Allah opens the door of repentance. And Allah taught us how, out of His mercy. Then He sends guidance. Whoever follows it is protected from ultimate fear and grief. And whoever rejects it bears the consequence. Alhamdulillah. Yani that brings us to the end of today's section. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Question and answer, Sheikh.
تفضل.
Sheikh, some people will find that the angels knew about spreading corruption and bloodshed is that they had witnessed the jinn do that before that.
صحيح.
Okay, so is that a dominant opinion or is it a opinion?
لا it's an opinion يعني.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an opinion. That's why Allah said إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. يعني your deductions يعني I know يعني أعلم ما لا تعلمون يعني your deduction based on your limited knowledge. My knowledge will not reach the same deduction. Even though you can say that the angels were right because the human being is doing bloodshed, right? Yani this is also something. But in general, the human being is fulfilling exactly what Allah said. Will test. فَمَنْ تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا كَذَلِكَ. Yani Allah knew that there will be kuffar, that there will be believers, and وَلِيَتَّخِذَ مِنْكُمْ شُهَدَاءَ, that Allah will use people to become martyrs and all of that. So it is not in vain. Yani. Even what the angels say, there is bloodshed, but it is not Allah said, no, there will be no bloodshed. No. Yani Allah Azza wa Jal knows that there will be bloodshed. But He said, I know why I'm doing what you think I shouldn't do. You know? The angels, they saw the jinn, they saw corruption, and they draw an analogy. But that's okay, yani. That's all right. But that doesn't add much to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Another question, Sheikh.
تفضل.
I know it's a longer discussion, but briefly speaking, is the Jannah that our parents were in was Jannah to Aden or is it Jannah fil Ard?
هذا مختلف فيه. يعني the tafsir, there is lots of differences that it is on earth. It was on earth here. Then we said, okay, what is هبطوا? يعني go down. They said it is the figurative way or the spiritual going down from يعني an upgrade in dignity to down grade. The other said no, it was in the heavens, and the hubut is physical, coming down from the heavens to earth, which يعني does not bring a difference. At the end of the day, we are here now on this earth. Whether the Jannah was Jannat Aden or Jannah, special Jannah on earth, Allahu A'lam. يعني. Allah knows best.
Last question from me, inshallah.
تفضل.
Okay, last ayah. When Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا, from this can we deduce that the worst kinds of kufr is inkar, bil-kadhb.
Say it again, Sheikh.
وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا. Here the كَذَّبُوا is that, what do you call that? Specifying and making tafsir of kufr and showing the worst kind of kufr is of kadhib. Is that one way to understand linguistically? والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها.
صحيح. It's like إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Same thing يعني.
Okay.
فيعني no كافر without تكذيب. But that's included in the كفر يعني. Right? Like Allah عز وجل يعني saying وجحدوا بها واستيقنتها أنفسهم ظلما وعلوا. يعني they denied the ayat and they rejected out of arrogance and all of that. So كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا. Yes. جزاك حبيبي. Anybody else has questions? Don't let Sheikh Salman take all the question segment يعني from you. Because if he find a vacancy, he gonna step in. He's an advanced student of knowledge, so he knows the etiquettes. You cannot prefer anybody over yourself in seeking knowledge. If it is open Q&A, don't hesitate. Otherwise, somebody will step forward. If anybody... Huh?
I have 10 more questions actually already.
Really? طيب ask يا شيخ تفضل.
Was Iblis in Jannah or was he in the outskirts of Jannah?
That is actually a good question, because again the time and space frame that we think within is not the same. يعني can Iblis whisper to Adam while he is in Jannah and he is Iblis outside of Jannah? Maybe. The whispering of shaitan. يعني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said the shaitan runs in your blood like your blood in your veins. طب where is he in my veins يعني? Where is the shaitan in my veins? Huh? But there is a physical aspect and a spiritual aspect. So can shaitan whisper to you? يعني is shaitan has to come beside you and whisper? طب how many people he whisper at the same time يعني? Right? Like how many people angel of death take their soul at the same time in different places of the world. So the space concept of space and time and matter not like ours, right? So يعني the issue of the shaitan has to be inside of Jannah or outside of Jannah or above or under or what kind of form, or he became a serpent like a snake, or he is something that they saw, or he is a human being. Allahu Alam. يعني that also doesn't matter. It's like يوم القيامة. يوم القيامة. Allah said the Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم will leave Jannah and will go to hellfire to get people out of hellfire. Does he enter hellfire يعني? To get people out, or he will have access to them via screen outside, or how it's going to happen? He may be entering hellfire, but entering hellfire here, it doesn't mean that he is going to be punished. But there are angels in the fire that are punishing people. That means those angels are cursed يعني, or they will be affected by the fire. You understand, Sheikh Salman, the point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very logical way here, justification here.
Yeah, أخرج من النار. يعني الله عز وجل telling Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم أخرج من النار. يعني get out of hellfire anybody who have this weight of an atom of iman in their heart. How Rasul صلى الله عليه وسلم will see that يعني, and how he's going to get them out. يعني how he's going to get them out, how he's going to identify them, means they are inside the hellfire and he's going to go get them. It doesn't mean that يعني if he enters hellfire, that means he's from the people of fire. يعني Iblis entering Jannah to do the job of deviating Adam, it does not mean that he's blessed. You know what I mean? So if he physically enters, we don't have an issue. If he did not physically enter, we don't have an issue either. يعني. ما شاء الله, your questions are very good يا شيخ.
One more question, Sheikh.
تفضل.
أسماء كلها, what do you understand from that?
يعني وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها, أسماء of things, يعني هذه شجرة وهذه الملائكة وهذه السماء وهذا يعني this is the علمه أسماء الأشياء كلها, يعني languages, the words, the expression, the power of speech, all of this happened كن فيكون يعني.
So in this regard, our father Adam was the most eloquent of all human beings.
Right. And also Allah showing that exposure to knowledge does not make you knowledgeable without Allah's permission, because he exposed the angels to the same knowledge. يعني علم آدم الأسماء كلها ثم عرضهم على الملائكة. يعني Allah عز وجل taught Adam, علمه, but عرضها على الملائكة. You see, علم وعرض, two different verbs, right? يعني علم آدم الأسماء كلها, يعني it is not only he gave him the sounds, لا علمه يعني everything relating to those names. يعني this is going to be birds, and the birds do this, and يعني the life cycle of everything. But then عرضهم على الملائكة, يعني overviewed them with the angels. So the angels saw the names, saw everything, But did they recollect like Adam? No. Then Allah tested them and said, what is this and what is this? The angel said, we don't know. But I just told you. Well, we don't know. But I told Adam and now he knows. So Allah is showing that knowledge is not exposure to information. Knowledge is what you do with it and what you act according to. Is that clear?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, تفضلي sister, go ahead.
I was wondering, for the children of Adam alayhi salam, we say they are coming from different turba, different tina, means they are different in the beginning. So should we blame the people who had like grow up with having a heart? Like we say, oh, it's his nature. He's like this. And others are very soft. And I know the amal will change the heart, but the beginning, I mean, do they start with the same beginning? Like they are given the same thing, the same characteristic?
Well, Adam is the first one, and we all come from Adam. And we are created from this earth. And I understand what you're saying. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that from Surah Fatir, that Allah created mountains, different colors, different things. There are rocks, they're hard and they're soft and all of that. And Allah said, جُدَدٌ بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابي وسود ومن الناس والدواب الأنعام مختلف ألوانه كذلك. يعني people are different like that. But you cannot. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla showed people what to do and what not to do. And they give them the ability to choose. Allah knows what they're going to choose, but that's not an excuse. So at the end of the day, we cannot blame and say, I am a person who gets angry very fast, so I should be excused from all the decisions I make when I'm angry. Or a person says, I am hungry all the time, so I should eat without limitation, even though Allah said, لا تسرفوا. And another person said, I have lust all the time, so I should commit zina and become like that. And someone said, I am having money, so I can do whatever I like with it. No. The same exact thing. You cannot blame your nature and say my nature is like this. Allah created all the natures within Adam, and He gave limitations to all the children of Adam with those different natures. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that man is different from woman. وليس الذكر كالأنثى. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said the woman is created from the rib. It does not mean that a woman is like that, so she gets the justification to can do whatever she wants, and the man has to put up with it. I am a woman, so you have to listen, and you have to. It's like that clip that they send. Then the man tell his woman, who is the one who is shouting at me? She said, I am. And who is the one who always demeaning me? She said, I am. And who is the one who always giving me a hard time? Saying who I am. Then who is wrong? She said, it is you are. That is exactly what you are trying to say, that based on my nature I should be excused from the taklif. It starts like that. It starts like this. أنا خير منه. I am better than. Who told you that fire is better than clay, that you should act? We are all from clay. And that's why the ulama said, that's why you find somebody rough like a rock, somebody soft like a valley, somebody turba is like harsh, and somebody's turba is like red. Some people are yellow, some people are white. Like that. That's true. But what does that justify? We are ordered with one order. That means we all can do it. And when Allah said, اعبدوا ربكم يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم, nobody can say, but I cannot worship because I'm destined to such and such. You cannot use qadr of Allah as an excuse here. You have to, because Allah gave an order to everybody, even though they were different. That means all of them can do it. And that's why Allah said you can do it different way, different capacity, but you have to worship Allah. You do salah, someone's salah is long, someone's salah is short. Someone's salah is quality better, someone's salah is quantity better. Someone is good in sadaqah, but salah is less. Someone is better in hajj, somebody is better in jihad. But at the end of the day, do not use your capacity or your nature to justify not doing what you're supposed to do as a human, or doing what you are not supposed to do as a human. So you are with a general limitation, and then there are specific things. Now we have to تواصوا بالحق تواصوا بالصبر. We have to do that each other. دفع الناس دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض. I hope يعني I give a little bit of perspective here.
Brother air driver is
Exactly.
وجزاكم الله يبارك فيكم. نعم شيخ سلمان.
There's brother air driver. That's the name of the name that I see. He has a question.
Yes. تفضل.
If you're speaking on mute right now.
Air driver, mashallah. We like your name better than air driver يعني. I don't know if they invented the flying cars or not yet يعني. And nobody drives the air ولا air bender. And I know the brother I think attends the Fajr sessions in Masjid Ibrahim. الله أعلم يعني. طيب يا إخواني بارك الله فيكم أجمعين. I don't want this to be a boring long session. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them on the Mutqin group or the Quran group. I am sure, inshallah, that you all understood what is the difference, right? Mutqin group is more specific, more academic, more goal-oriented, testing, all of this kind of thing. You are welcome to stay there. We post Ulum al-Quran, we post other things, advanced questions and all of that. Tafsir is just the Tafsir sessions. So Mutqin group can stay in the Tafsir sessions at will, يعني, no problem. Tafsir group I mean, but the Tafsir group يعني don't join the Mutqin unless you want to have a plan. So don't confuse yourself between the two groups inshallah. ورياض الصالحين will update and inshallah يعني make dua because I am now preparing more structure to my contribution to the community. I'm trying to. That's why the first step was to be recognized by an Islamic university. So I am in my path of having a structure of قراءات وعلوم القرآن institution in Houston that launches يعني. But it's coming inshallah. But please يعني don't forget me in your dua inshallah. وجزاكم الله خيرا أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.